Backstage at PopFest, I'm Julia Cunningham with Kyle Anderson and also Katherine Waterston and also Eddie Redmayne. Guys,
hey,
we're so excited for Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. Coming out very soon. I read this great cover story done in Entertainment Weekly about how you had to really sit there and figure out how you would hold your wand, how you would work with your wand, how you would make sure you didn't look like a dum-dum holding a wand.
I think like all of us had this sort of pre-expectation that we would be brilliant with wands, like that it was just a sort of natural thing that
like a pencil or something.
Exactly, you should. And then when the moment came to actually pick up said wand, it was for me it was minorly catastrophic, and so we all went to wand work classes, and like sort of got really super into how we held our wand and how that was demonstrative of our character somehow.
That was one of the most terrifying days for me in the whole process. We had these elaborate schedules during pre-production, haircuts and fittings and costume tests, and it was all really fun and exciting. And then I saw on the schedule 1 o'clock, wand, private wand session, and I got into the room alone with a woman that now I love and know very well, but I didn't know her at the time. And she was like, go on, pick up the wand. And I was just terrified to do it. And then she said, just, imagine you can move that cup with the wand. And I felt like such a moron. Like I couldn't, I was blushing, I started sweating, and I was afraid to even just lift it up. Sure. But then once you start playing around with it, and a week later, we're actors, and we're all
I take
like,
mine everywhere with me. Exactly.
And now you both tutor wand on the weekends.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, naturally.
Exactly.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. And so, Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. How is, obviously people are huge fans of the Harry Potter universe. How is this going to be different than anything we've seen before in the Harry Potter films?
Everything is different. Oh, after you.
So anxious to talk about it.
God, there's so much that's different. Let me tell you.
I have a list. Number 1. Yeah.
Well, the first thing that's different is it's set in the 1920s and it's set in New York.
I was
say. Just stealing answers.
And it's this amazing age of the Jazz Age and Prohibition, and there's a kind of vibrancy to that place at that time, but also it's this time of like there are rumblings of this huge war of good versus evil going on, and this English wizard arrives in New York, and the beasts getting out kind of sets into motion a whole load of things that have a much bigger kind of there's that kind of epic J.K. Rowling start of a massive battle thing going on.
Yeah. Stealing all your bits.
He's a
ridiculous
British accent, and it sounds so nice. Yeah. What he said. Yeah, and I think also what part of that, just to add on to that, is that like in Harry Potter, these sort of reluctant heroes come together and sort of find themselves in the center of this impending war. And what's so lovely about it is that you get to know them as this is happening, and so you find yourself rooting for them as you go. I suppose that's quite similar to Harry Potter movie. But there's a really cool thing that I don't think is in the Harry Potter movies. All sorts of like machinery and magical machinery and the inner workings of Makusa and just beautiful details and you want to stop and the camera moves by and it's going so quickly.
Are you talking about the wand polisher?
It's my favorite thing.
So there was this amazing thing, a wand polisher. So you know how back in the 20s you would have like shoe polishers, sort of thing. Well, here there's a sort of little wand polisher made of feathers, and the wand's
by
just
the elevator.
By the elevator it goes in. Both of us were weirdly obsessed with the wand polisher
because it sort of looks like the inside of a clock. There's two circles going around, or sort of like what do you call it? Like the thing you use to. Oh my gosh, with knitting thread. What's it called? When you send it to a loom.
I have no idea what
it looks like a loom. It's like a loom with a feather boa on it. It's awesome. Sorry, I'm really excited about that.
Very clearly.
Well, I feel like the chemistry between you two is wonderful, just having you sit here on the couch, and I'm excited to see. But I am excited to see how your character your relationship unfolds in the film, I guess, between Porpentina and NEWT. Like, how do we meet you two right away? Or can you not reveal that?
I mean,
even?
the answer is there's something. What I love is we all know from reading the books and from knowing the sort of Potter legacy that these two end up together.
Sure.
But what was kind of wonderful about what J.K. Rowling's written is that the way in which they meet, they're almost antagonists to begin with. It's definitely not love at first sight. There's a bit of
but a spark maybe.
Yeah, there's something. Yeah, I mean, he catches my eye right away, and I'm instantly suspicious of him.
Suspicion,
Obviously,
attraction.
Yeah,
Whatever.
They
both
both
end in
fine
line.
line. And so I mean, obviously that's an indication of my amazing instincts as an author, but also that there's something. I think you do with attraction. You notice right away something about someone, but they are not aware of it. But it's nice that the audience gets to be able to watch it from that perspective, knowing that ultimately these people will.
And also they're both really passionate people about that. Like Newt is absolutely, he's sort of slightly awkward amongst sort of human beings and wizards, but with his creatures he's like hugely passionate. And similarly, Tina is pretty formidable at what she does. She's fallen from fame at the beginning of the film, but she is deeply sort of obsessed with her work in a brilliant way.
Yeah, and actually in our work we both kind of come alive, and in the rest of the world we haven't quite figured out how to be complete people. And there's also what's so nice about that is there's so much room for us, I think, as actors for us to grow, and I think these characters will, when push comes to shove, I'm imagining in the future films, be challenged to rise to more occasions and stuff, and I think it'll be really fun. It's more interesting and exciting to see someone who doesn't know if they're going to be able to pull something off attempt it than someone who's like, that's right, that's no problem, I got this. There's no tension there, so I think there'll be a lot of fun feats ahead.
Well, it was lovely to meet both of you, seriously, and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is out on November 19th.
Thank you for having us.
18th.
Isn't it?
November 18th. November
She's
18th.
on it.
Hang on.
Oh my God.
Wait a second.
How
When is
dare
that
I?
in Japan?
November 18th. November 18th. Guys, thank you
Can
so
I say
much.
it